empty subjects in non-finite and verbless clauses. So there are clauses which are non-finite and sometimes they do not have their verbs and sometimes they do not have their subjects. So compare the sentences. These are two pairs. When he was waiting for the train, John noticed that he had lost his ticket. And it's B version. When waiting for the train, John noticed that he had lost his ticket. In B version, we do not find the subject. It is empty subject. But as John is very visible in the sentence and gives us sense that it was he who was waiting, right? So we can remove the subject from the B version. Similarly, in 74A, whenever he was in trouble, Bill rang his friend. We know that he is Bill. But in 74B, whenever in trouble, Bill rang his friend. So here we don't find the subject, we don't find the verb, but we do understand that it was Bill who was in trouble and he rang his friend. So the underlying structure of these B's 1, 7, 3 and 4 is like something like this. When, and we have left a bracket for the empty subject, right? Waiting for the train, John noticed. And whenever empty subject in trouble, Bill rang his friend. The subject of the main clause, John and Bill, controls the empty subject position of the subordinate clause. So we can easily understand that here we have a subject, Bill and John. In 177, we will simply understand that here we have you as a subject. When waiting for your train, take care of your luggage. So the main sentence is an imperative sentence, and we do know that here the subject is always you. We can easily take you after when you were waiting. So it's the non-finite clause may be passive. For example, when he had been arrested by the police, he rang up his lawyer. So when arrested by the police, he rang up his lawyer. So this has empty subjects clause, as we know that the subject of the main clause is also the subject, is object of the subordinate clause. He was arrested by the police. So like waiting in 177, arrested in 179 is non-finite, but waiting is active and arrested is passive. So the corresponding finite sentence. The waiting clause S-ing and the arrested clause S-id in 70 are participle clauses with empty subject. So we have named them participle clauses because they start with participle, either present participle or past participle. So infinitive clauses may also have empty subject. Infinitive clauses mean they have infinitive 2 plus parent, first form of the verb. John decided to study English. Obviously, here we know that it is John who is to study. George promised Mary to leave, right? So we know that who is the subject here? John is the subject here, right? So in the verbless clauses, whenever in trouble, 74 and B, the PP in trouble function as predicate complement, just as in 174A, right? So if we have bracket of these sentence, whenever is the main sentence, whenever, and we have empty space, which is a noun phrase, and the subject, for example, he, and then we have verb phrase, which is was, and we have predicative, which is a preposition or preposition complement in trouble. Similarly, whenever we have sentence bar, noun phrase, and the subject, and there is an empty place, it is whenever in trouble, right? So this is the bracketing for the verbless and the subjectless or empty subject clauses. So this is how we have such type of clauses which are non-finite, and sometimes we remove their subject and sometimes we remove their verb as well. These are reduced clauses or small sentences, and they are very important for good writing because conciseness is very important for writing, or sometimes obviously in speaking. right? So we use this type of clauses.